Welcome to the Brent Gove podcast with co-host Eric Lawfolm. We are building 1 million agents in 100 countries in 10 years. Now, here's your host, Brent Gove.
And welcome to the big show. I'm Brent Gove.
And this is Eric Lawfolm. And today on our podcast, the topic is the power of choice. Brent, share some ideas with us about the power of choice.
Absolutely. So it's a new year, a new day, new week, a new month, a new you. And that's a great thing about the sun. It sets every night, but it rises in the morning. And it always stays darkest before the dawn. So, man, whether your last year was incredible or last year was the worst year of your life, it's gone. It's over. It's capiche. It's no longer. And so God knew what he was doing when he created a new day, trust me, and a new year. He's always given us it's a new week, it's a new month, it's a new year, it's a new you. But if you take the old year, if you take the old you into 2026, that's no bueno. You should always work on reinventing yourself, always work on growing and becoming better. How many of us have friends from high school that just didn't grow, didn't change? They're still drinking beer. They're still smoking pot. They're still doing drugs or whatever it was they were doing. And it's not good. It's no bueno. I live out here in Puerto Rico. I've learned some Spanish. It's no bueno. It's not good. And so my question to you, if you want 2026 to be a repeat of 2025, because maybe you had your best year, cool. I mean, you're on track, but always be growing, always be learning, always be hungry for information. And Eric, in Japan, they have a term, and I know you know what that term is. In fact, I'm not even, we didn't talk about this, but I know you know. What is the term in Japan that they have for this?
Kaizen.
See, I knew you didn't let me down one bit.
Yep.
It's Kaizen. It means constant, never-ending improvement. My favorite quote, I need to put this up at the office, is the biggest room in the world, what is it? It's the room for improvement. And that's why you can be who you want to be, do what you want to do, have what you want to have, and things can change. You're not doomed to repeat the same old, same old. And so you can change. You're not stuck. You're not a tree. You're not planted in this spot on the mountain, and you will be there until lightning strikes you and you burn to the ground. Nope, you're not a tree. You're capable of moving. Some of you need a geographical move. You need the power of choice. You need to choose. Like I was living in Chico, a small college town. Great, love Chico, love Chico. But I just decided for me, I had to move down to Sacramento area, get in a bigger pond with bigger fish who were kind of thinking bigger than just barbecuing Friday afternoon and floating the river down to Scotty's on Saturday and church on Sunday. And those are all good things. They're not bad things. I love Bidwell Park. I love Bidwell, the different things I would do in Chico, Lake Shasta, Lake Oroville, Sacramento River, just all the fun we had. But I wanted to grow, and I felt stymied. So I moved. I moved 100 miles. You don't have to move 1,000 miles, or maybe you do. I moved 100 miles south, and my income quadrupled. It more than quadrupled. And then that income quadrupled. And that income quadrupled again. So if you feel stuck and you're in an area where people are thinking small, and not that people in Chico think small, but I just, after 10 years, I'm like, I feel stuck. And I'm sure it was more me, but I freaking packed up my family, threw them in a Ryder rental truck, and we moved to El Dorado Hills. We got the heck out of there. Nothing. I love Chico. Nothing wrong with Chico, but I moved. I personally needed a fresh start, and I moved. So maybe you need to move, or maybe you need to rethink your friends. Proximity is powerful. There's nothing more powerful than proximity. If you hang out with 5 people who do drugs, you'll be the 6th. It's that simple, right, Eric? If you hang out with 5 people who play tennis all the time, you'll be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 people who are great at ping pong, you'll be the 6th. If you hang out with 5 people who are into organic gardening and homeopathic medicines and less pharmaceutical, manufactured drugs and more aloe vera, and more herbs that cure people, right? The ancient Far East, they have different herbs, echinacea and these things. And of course, in India, they have their famous herb. What is it, India? They have their, what am I thinking of? The famous herb from India.
Ginseng?
Yeah, ginseng and different things. Yeah, you know. But here's the deal: you'll be the sixth. You'll be a health nut too. And if your friends constantly go to the gym and they're constantly playing tennis and pickleball or golf or they're mountain climbing or skydiving, you'll be the sixth. So, are you happy with the 5 people you hang out with all the time? Well, my group, we're all getting divorced to drink a beer and going to country western bars. And I like a good country western bar, but you got to read the room, and you got to ask yourself some honest questions. Am I with the people I really should be with? Maybe in real estate, we do a lot of real estate on this podcast. If your friends are struggling, you love them, and you're not abandoning your friends, but you maybe go start hanging out with some people that are slaying the dragon. People who have 5 homes in escrow, 7 homes in escrow, 10, 15, 20, 30 homes in escrow. I got people right now who are saying having their best year ever. They're making $1 million a year in real estate right now. Go find I don't know how to find. Go figure it out. Go figure it out. Shadow them, meet them at an event. Go, hey, you don't know me, but man, I would love to fly out to your office in San Diego or Denver or Tampa, Florida, or Raleigh, North Carolina, or Lincoln, Nebraska. I'd love to fly out to your office and just hang out, be a fly on the wall. I won't interrupt, but I would love to shadow you for today and see what it is you do, like how you do it. I don't know anyone who's selling, consistently, 10 homes a month personally, and you're just killing it. Can I hang out with you today? Would you allow that? And I did that with Jay Kinder, that I'm one Coldwell Banker agent in the world. I was a RE/MAX agent. I wasn't even the same brokerage. He's like, sure, man, come on over. And I watched him and I learned how he was selling 600 homes a year. When I went, I was selling 48 homes a year. When I left, I copied him and I went on to sell over 400 homes a year. Was that a coincidence? Was that a lucky break? No, I got my butt on a plane. Well, you had money. You don't know what money I had or didn't have. I took money I probably didn't have, flew to Oklahoma City, then drove out 2 hours to Lawton and washed a Coldwell Banker agent as a RE/MAX agent. Doesn't matter what brokerage you're with or who. But when you see success at a high level, success leaves clues, and you simply emulate. You simply duplicate. You simply copy what you see. It works everywhere. If someone's killing solar sales, go shadow them for the day. If they're killing financial planning or they're roofing and they're selling these roof jobs and they're making, they're doing $3 million a month in roof sales, go emulate that person. Go spend the day, shadow them, get around them, think like they think, do what they do, walk like they walk, talk like they talk, and it'll change. I got around the number 1 Keller Williams agent in the world, 7 times worldwide, Tom Daves. And he taught me how to get a listing on every listing appointment. I would not always get them all. And I didn't know what to do. And they said, well, we're not ready to list for a year. We're not ready to list. It's, January. We're not ready to list till next October. I'd say, okay, I'll call you in September. I didn't know what to do. Tom taught me what to do. And I started getting signed listing contract after signed listing contract or the one that always signed me. Well, we'll pray about it and we'll let you know tomorrow. I'm like, this sounds good to me. And I'd leave, I'm like, I respect that. You should pray about it. It's a big decision. Call me tomorrow. Tom taught me what to say that wasn't weird. It wasn't slimy or schmarmy. And it made sense. And they go, oh, that's a great point. And they sign the listing contract every time, which is simply this. Hey, if you decide you want to list your home, my office is probably in traffic of 35, 40-minute drive. That's an hour and almost an hour and a half round trip if the traffic's bad. Tell you what, why don't we sign the listing agreement right now? I know you guys are digging me. I'm digging you guys. And if you don't use the word digging, I know you guys like me. I like you guys, whatever kind of words you like to use. And I'll put in here that the seller may cancel this agreement at any time for any reason with 24-hour written notice. So if you wake up tomorrow and you pray about it, and God says, do not list with Brent Gove, but I say it with a smile, you send me an email. It's done. I just tear up the listing. It's done, but it's going to save you an hour and a half drive and everything. And they're like, oh, I go, and to tell you the truth, without that, once you sign with me, let's say God tells you to list with me, and you list with me tomorrow, but you don't have that clause in the agreement, it's an irrevocable listing. It's good for 1 year in many cases. And if you didn't like working with me in 2 or 3 months, you're stuck for a year. So by putting this in here, right now, It allows you to fire me anytime you want, 7 days a week, if I'm not holding up my end of the bargain. I tell you right now, nobody puts that in their listing agreement, but I will, because I promise you, I am not, no one's ever fired me. I'm going to do more than I said I'd do. I'm going to under promise and over deliver. You're going to love working with me. They're like, dang, where do we sign? We love this guy. But I give them the clause that makes them free. But I learned that by getting in proximity with Tom Davis, the number one Keller Williams agent in the world, by being in proximity with Jay Kinner, the number one Coldwell Banker agent in the world. And then I flew to Toronto and met with the number one RE/MAX agent in the world. Are you getting it? Number one RE/MAX agent in the world, number one Coldwell Banker agent in the world, number one Keller Williams agent in the world. And I learned from them because I'm not a know-it-all. I actually don't know a lot. And everyone's like, oh, Brent, you're so smart. You're so bright. You have all these entrepreneurs. I copied Craig Proctor, the number one RE/MAX agent in the world, Tom Davis, number one, Jay Kinner, number one Coldwell Banker agent. I copied them. I saw what they were doing. They said, hey, try this. I did. It worked. It's called a hack, a cheat code. You invert that learning curve straight up. You can go slow and painful, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm excited, I'm depressed. I'm excited, I'm depressed. I'm excited, I'm depressed. That is how people do sales. They're excited and they're depressed. What if you could just be excited? And we don't get them all, but what if you could get 9 out of 10? 9 out of 10 solar roofs, 9 out of 10 financial planning appointments, 9 out of 10 yacht sales, 9 out of 10 listing appointments that will start hanging out with champions. All they did was ask. I would go to events like there were 800 people and you know, Jay Kinner spoke. I'm the only one who asked if I could fly to Oklahoma sometime in the next 2 or 3 months and just be quiet, sit in the corner in the chair and take notes. And I was the only one who asked. I was the only one who asked to meet with Jay. People just don't ask. And so you got to ask. So again, if you take the same you, and I'm not saying you're a bad person or incapable or this, but if you take the same you into 2026, you can get the same results. And so if you love the results from 2025, hey, do it. But I say always be growing, baby. Always be changing. Be a better dad. Be a better mom. Be a better husband. Be a better wife, be a better friend, be a better agent, go to the next level. There's always room to improve. That's why the Japanese with Honda and Toyota and Lexus, the constant never-ending improvement. I mean, there's plenty of runway, and you are capable of more, doing more, having more, and change. You're capable. You are not stuck being you. And I'm not saying I want to grow and change. I'm 59 years old. I'm constantly going to stuff to grow and change. And so that was my message for today. And I know it's short, but hopefully it's powerful. So download books on Audible, listen to them. Get your favorite podcasts, listen to them. Get around superstars. Go, just ask. Can I take you to lunch? Can I take you to breakfast? Can I buy you a cup of coffee? I love the ones you're at an event. Can I buy you breakfast tomorrow morning with Ed Milet or Tom Ferry or Tony Robbins or John Maxwell? Can I buy you? I'm sorry, they're going to already have a breakfast appointment. I says, oh, any chance I could buy you a cup of coffee before your breakfast appointment? They'll smile. They go, ooh, I like that. Sure, we'll grab just 15 minutes. It'll turn into an hour. You'll exchange phone numbers. You'll be like best friends with John Maxwell. I mean, this is the stuff I've done. Be smart. Don't just take the first no. Like, oh, I have breakfast and a coffee. And I go, hey, just curious, are you Ubering to the airport? They go, yeah. Could I be your Uber? Can I just drive you out to the airport? Would that be okay? And then what you do is you get an awesome Uber yourself. You just arrange for a big black, my car's cruddy. I rent a little, $19 a day dollar rent-a-car. It's a little Hyundai piece of crud. I got cheaprentals.com. Well, guess what? If you're going to take John Maxwell to the airport, splurge a little, drop $80 on the Uber Black or $120. Would it be worth $120 to you to ride to the airport with Tony Robbins or John Maxwell or someone Les Brown or someone you really Kevin Hart? I'm telling you, you'll do it if you ask. Like, okay. And then I thought you were going to drive me. I am. I arranged for an Uber. We're going to ride to the airport and back. And then you get to spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. If you're in Atlanta, it's probably an hour drive to the airport. It's a big place. Chicago, Miami, those hour, sometimes 45 minutes with someone who's super famous. And half the time, I know Drew Johnston flew first class from Cabo back to Nashville, and he and Ed Milet were on the same flight. Ed came and sat next to him, happened to be in the chair next to him. By the end of that flight, they exchanged phone numbers. He's like best friends with Ed Milet. Free. And so, man, I'm so excited for you guys to have a great year, but you have to be hungry. You got to be hungry for change. Tony Robbins says your number one greatest asset is not your intellect. It's not your educational level. It is hunger. Are you hungry? Do you hunger for more than you currently have, for a different and better life? So I am for you. And if you get this, hopefully I'll see you in Cabo in March. That's being hungry. You find a way to get there. March 3rd through the 8th this year, 2026, the Hyatt Ziva. Go to Cabo26.com. Come. It will change your life. When people made these invitations, I was always there. Maybe that's the difference between you and me. You're like, no one helps me. I'm helping you right now. I'm telling you, come with 11. It's my event. I have 1,100 superstars grabbing their passports, flying in. There's a reason 1,100 Tom Ferry's flying in, Pace Morby's flying in, Gary and Sage Brecka are flying in, John Jubilee's flying in. There are so many, Burl Workman, Michael Hellickson, they're all flying in. Everybody who's anybody's flying in. I'm telling you, and you're like, oh, nobody helps me. Yeah, I'm helping you. Find a way. Go to Cabo, share a room with somebody. I know tickets round trip from Charlotte, North Carolina right now are $600, $590, $580 right now. Book your flight in faith. Come, Cabo26.com. Check it out. Eric, thanks for having me on today. Any thoughts or comments about what I just said?
Yeah, I just have one quick idea to share. And I loved what you were speaking about, sitting in on Tom Davis's presentation, and he was sharing with you how to handle these different situations. And so for all of you listening right now, let's say you're not great at getting the people to fill out the contact form for an open house. Find somebody who's great at that, and they'll probably give you the secret sauce. If you are not great at handling an objection in a listing presentation, if you're like, I want to do agent attraction, but I'm not great at agent attraction, find somebody who's great at agent attraction, and you'll learn these little nuances that will make all the difference. So I love the message today. Brent, thank you for sharing. As I always say when we wrap up these calls, listen to the podcast multiple times to put the best ideas into your subconscious mind. And please share the podcast with your team and with your organization so they can benefit from the great ideas that Brent shared with you guys today. That's going to wrap up our call. We'll see you on the next podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, so here's the deal. We have incredible information, video content on my YouTube channel. Go over there and make sure you subscribe. And it's vital that you ring the bell. If you ring that bell every time I put out new content, it's actually going to notify you, and you can get the latest and greatest of what's happening at EXP. Now, don't forget to like me on Facebook so you can also get that content, and then follow me on Instagram. We're hitting everybody high, low, and in between. We're trying to get the information out there so you can build big businesses, revenue share organizations. So go to YouTube right now. Please subscribe and ring that bell. Like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram. We'll see you out there.